Okay, here we go. The video you've all been waiting for. How to draw Fibonacci's correctly. Uh, and what makes them invalid. So, on our screen now, we're looking at ES daily. ES is one of the, uh, Fibonacci's work well with ES. And there is the levels and um, red goes to red, blue to blue, and green to green. And this is Fibonacci Retracement. So, I already drew a fib for you. You start at the high. Basically, what I did here was I just kind of said, well, I'm thinking this market came down here, judging by all this. And so we were on a low, or we were going down, I should say. Um, Technically, if this Fibonacci had been drawn from here to here, this would have been your zero line. And once we closed above the zero line, that would have made this particular Fibonacci invalid. This wasn't drawn correctly. Get that right there. Hopefully. There. So, I'm figuring we're still in a downtrend. And so you draw from your highest point. Excuse me. When you draw retracements and you want to go down, you start at your lowest point and draw up with this particular Fibonacci tool on NinjaTrader. And so you wait for your pullback. We did not touch the blue, so that makes red valid. And the deeper the pullback, the more likely it is to continue. So like you people that use TradingView, your risk to reward ratio is greater. If you buy at this line, you only have this much you're risking, and you have this much in profit. Whereas if you'd bought at this red line, you know, obviously you have a bigger risk than you do, but still a good reward. So we pull this up here, maybe, and now this was completed here. So now what we do is we grab our Fibonacci tool. Whoops, I'm sorry. It is you're not supposed to move this just because it was completed. You're supposed to move it when you have 3 candles higher than right there. And we do have 3, 2 or more. So now we can take this and place it right there. We take this one, we move it to the next high and low. And we see we get a completion here. And then we have our 2 or more candles higher. Um, you know, this would have been a hard one to buy because we didn't get a very deep pullback. But we've got another completion, so we take this down to here. And we move this to our last high that was inside our past hit Fibonacci. And as you can see, we fulfilled again. So now we take this over here. And we move this down to here. And now you've got your deep pullbacks. You have to recognize candle formations and colors and things. So we did not fulfill the Fibonacci was then invalid once we broke above or closed above 0. So at this point, when we got down here and we started going up, maybe we had an indecision candle, something like that. The way that Josh teaches to trade Fibonacci's is with trend line breaks. So there would have been your trend line break, and you could have you know I I mean it's all guesswork, but you know you got down here and it's kind of looking like okay, well, I don't know, these two are about the same. Oop, the next day we got a break and it's starting to go above this level, and we had a trend line break, so that there's your validation to start buying the next day. Um, but since we had, if that is the case, and we believe that this Fibonacci is not going to be valid anymore, we could actually take this now and swing it around, and um, because technically we don't know that this whole thing is going to be invalid till it gets up here. But we feel like it's going to be invalid. So then we bring our Fibonacci down to here. And we take it to here. Is that correct? No, because we only had one candle to the right that was lower. We can't go here because we don't have anything lower. We can't go here, can we? Ah, we can. We have two candles to the right that were lower. So let's get accurate. And we can leave that there for now. So we see we got almost no pullback again. Um, you could have bought here, but your your risk to reward is not very good. Um, if it was me, I would have placed a trade stop loss below here and my take profit up here somewhere. Um, so is there any other way to trade this? Well, actually, I see one. What do we got here? We take this and move it to here. Well, looky there. There's our trend line break. Okay? So that's how that works. We're fulfilled here. We got two candles lower. Our last low in the inside the Fibonacci was right here. Whoops, where did we fulfill? Oh yeah. We go up here. And basically we got another fill up here. But did we really? No. There is your fulfillment. Because according to Josh, if it doesn't touch, it's not fulfilled. There was another opportunity to buy at the zero line with your counter trend line breaks over here. At the same time, while this goofy thing's going up, you could have been let's see. What I was taught was the best trend lines are the ones with the most hits. And we're looking at something like that. So every time we hit this trend line, you could have bought again, added to your position, whatever. So now we have that fulfilled. Where's our low? Our lowest low inside the Fibonacci. Now this is where Fibonacci gets really stretched out. And to me, I think this is what causes invalidations. We're clear up here now. So, slide this down, and you can see on a daily chart, we get a heck of a long ways to go. 400 points, yeah, 430 points, I think it is. And that's a lot on ES. But let's see what happens. We slide this over. Well, this buying opportunity right here looks pretty doggone good, doesn't it? You're looking at 290 to excuse me, from 260 526 to 59700 points. Well, shall we see if this can fills or not? Ooh, we're pulling back. Oh, mercy. Maybe another buying opportunity? Maybe sell the trend line break for you trend line traders? And there it is. What do you know? So now we have to find our lowest low inside the Fibonacci. And unfortunately, that only moves us up to here. And I'm running out of screen. Now we're clear up here. Now if we start sliding this, once again, no pullback to speak of. So basically we're staying out of this one. Or should we? For trend line traders, we do this here. This is why I don't like trend line trading. No, sure, on a daily chart, sure, you could have had a decent little profit on the break of the trend line. But on an hourly chart or 15 5-minute chart, especially a 5-minute chart, you know, this thing's going to whip back around on you because the rules for trend line trading is you break it, wait for it to come back and kiss it, and then fall. Well, we didn't get the kiss. If you take your trend line and go even further back, you got the fall, you got the return to kiss that day, and you're thinking, okay, today's going to be a down day because we kissed the trend line. This thing should go back down here, and it doesn't. But if if I was a trend line trader, I would have had my uh, stop loss here, or excuse me, I would have had my take profit here and my stop loss up here. So it was about a 1-to-1 trade. But personally, when I saw this going up like this somewhere during this day, maybe when it broke this level, I would have said, yeah, I'm wrong. Been a good time to reverse because then you could have got back all your losses. And we're still looking for a, oh no, we're not. Okay, let's see here. We have to go clear back over here into February. Um, Actually, truthfully, let's see here. We drew from here, and really our pullback is into here. So when this got up here to zero, well, yeah. Let me see here. No, we did not hit this, but we did. So uh, basically, we're looking at a green bar hit. So when this thing goes up here and doesn't, and hits the green, there is our fulfillment. So this Fibonacci gets even more strung out. Um, because we're only moving up to here. Now, if I take this, there's our Fibonacci. Get this out of the way. Remove the trend line. hopefully you've gotten the idea now. What I'm trying to do is to get over here to where I can work with a shorter time frame. Let's go to the 1 hour. Ooh, there went my fib tool. Okay, I don't understand this. There's 800 days of data, and I'm only being shown a few days. But this could be fun to play with. So once again, drawing tool. Fibonacci retracement. Now, let's see here. 1, 2, 3 candles. So believe it or not, we have to draw this one very tight. Now, I can't remember how to edit these. Let's see if we do this here. See, it doesn't give you an edit. And if you click on properties, there's nothing to edit with. So luckily I saved the template. I've had this for so many years that I I don't remember how I made it. Okay, and I had drawn my Fibonacci upside down. So our thinking here is we had the big sell-off before 4th of July. Um, and now we're going to go back to going up. Well, we did not quite hit the blue one, so we can't call this a completion. But we definitely completed it here. We've got 2 candles to the right that are lower than our high, and we can take this to here and yeah, take that to there. And once again, we had a red pullback. We don't know where else we're going. We are looking, where are we? This is July 10th, Friday. So, um, you know, we could pull back into this area. Um, you know, and then buy this 38.2 percentage line. Let me edit that. Properties, inside left, extreme left, See if that helps. No, it didn't do what I wanted it to. Right? Fine. Well, it's good for now. So, makes it easier to see. There you are. There's your 382. Where did we pull back to? Uh, the the 618. Now, this is another interesting thing about Fibonacci's. As we're going up, you'll see this trend of um, okay, we made our Fibonacci, we went down, uh, but we couldn't have drawn it until we had this candle. But what I'm trying to say, well, I'll show you over here. Um, let's just say we had our Fibonacci in place. We came down here, we hit the 318, or excuse me, the 382. We went up, and then we pulled back to 50. We went up and almost pulled back to the 618. And that's what I'm trying to say. The price pattern with Fibonacci is quite often uh, a stair step move up. Um, now, you know, we went up here. We hit the 618, and then came back down to the 50. We went up in a day, and then came all the way back down to the 382 at some point, and it looks like we closed up here. Well, at any rate, you get my point. Um, so, being we're looking at stair step moves, it's a good possibility that tomorrow, you know, we stair stepped up. Now we're at the 618. The next one could go all the way up here to the 100. And you're looking at 16 plus 15, 31 points tomorrow. Chances are, even if that happens, we'll go up like this, then we'll come back down into here somewhere, and then we'll come up here. We'll match these levels. That that's why I don't like trading ES. Um, just for the heck of it, I wish I could hit pause. Because this is where I noticed um, Fibonacci's working the best. was on just plain Rinkos. But let's see what it looks like on Nenza Rinkos. Isn't that interesting? Heck of a lot clearer picture, isn't it? At least to me. When it's red, you sell. When it's green, you buy. Kind of tells you what those wicks were all about. Okay, well, I'm not going to confuse you any further. I hope you get something out of this video. Uh, you know, like I said, the way to trade Fibonacci in between levels is with trend line breaks. Just for the heck of it, you want to see range bars? Ooh, no thank you. I don't even see candlesticks on here. Hey, Hakinashi. That's nice. So yeah, there's your okay, we're red, 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 red. There's your trend line. We broke it and came back down. So panic sets in. Do I buy or not? And then the thing takes off without you. Um, Now you can. I said I was done. So draw your trend line, something like that, and one thing. Here's a candlestick pattern for you. They call this railroad tracks. We get railroad tracks. Um, your two wicks together. You get your trend line break. Um, so if you're brave enough, you actually could have bought right in here. And the way to do this would have been to I'm going to start here. Maybe. Basically, you could have held this trade as long as we were closing um, beyond this trend line. People got in, you know, all through here, and they're like, "Oh, this thing's going all the way," you know, back up to the high of the day, and it shoots up here, and people are like, "I'm panicking. I'm gonna, I'm gonna sell my positions." And they dropped the price, and other people started buying. And, oh, I'm way it goes, and then other people sold off, and ah, that's just my guess. Alrighty, thank you much for watching.